Hello and welcome to Sungura chords. In this video, decided to show you. Okay, first of all, I'm busy making up a lot of Sungura tutorials for all the beginners out there. So I decided first, to just show you the basics of the Sungura chords, or let's say Sungura chord shapes, because most of the time, people just use chord shapes when they're playing rhythm. But there's a lot of alternating in those on those chord shapes. So in this video, I'm gonna be in the key of C. So the chords we're gonna be using to demonstrate these different types of chord shapes, we're gonna use C, F, C, G. That is the chord progression. So we have three chords: C, F, and G. So here's our C. Everyone who's starting to learn Sungura, this chord should be like the first chord, they should know. And our chord progression, it will be number 1. And there are a lot of ways of holding this C shape. It will depend, how other, if you're playing with other, guitarists, it will depend, what music you're making, or maybe the other guitarist, which position is he. You don't have to play on the same position, especially in Sungura, because once you are like playing in the same position, the guitar will start to fight. So that's why you find, like, when maybe like there's two rhythms in a band, the other rhythm will be playing on a higher octave and the other rhythm will be playing on the lower octave. So we are still on the chord of C. One thing I realized, I've been doing tabs for my videos, but I realized, tabs, I think for bass, some of the bass and some of the lead in Sungura, it works, and even some of the rhythms, it does work. But I realized, in Sungura, a rhythm has to have that staccato style when the rhythm is.
The word staccato means to play something with a sharp attack. So just a real sharp attack, and typically it's a note that's very short. Okay?
It's play. So when you have to write all that on the guitar tab, I don't think anyone will be even having the patience to actually read the numbers, and is there a hammer, is there a pull, is there, so I think mostly, if you're a Sungura guitarist out there who's willing to learn.
Think about staccato like a stiletto heel, like a high heel shoe, a stiletto. Sounds like staccato, so you can think like sharp attack type thing. So
you have to use your ears too much. If the sound is ringing in your ears, try to translate it to the guitar. If maybe it's a rhythm someone played and you just have to see, the shapes that they were using, but not really where they were playing. Because you just have to use those shapes you see when they are playing, and then you have the sound playing in your ear. So okay, now this is our C. This is F shape we're gonna be using. Because we all play differently, but I think most of this, Sungura songs, or I should say the popular songs, they always have these chords. The likes of Alec Macheso, Nicolas Zagare, all we can name them. They use these shapes. Even you go to Dendera, they use the same shapes. So the sound will be in your ear, and depending with the chord progression you're using, then you combine all that together, you come up with a beautiful sound. Okay, so let me go back to this chord progression. If you look in Sungura, we have mostly 1, 4, 1, 5. So here's our 1. So most of the time, the 4 and the 5, they look the same. The shape is the same. The difference will be the positioning. So here's our 4. Our 5 will be here. So you can hear like it's a. So another thing that you can do, you see here on our number 1, this is how we are holding our C. You can hold your C also like this. Here you put a flat. Let me just see which song. Okay, you know the song of Alec Macheso, they were using this this shape. You can see. You can play a lot of, almost I think maybe 70%. They just use these chords. I'm telling you. But it will depend, you know, each person has a different hand, and it's now depend how he spice up his rhythms, what he puts in there. You know, some people start to put pulling, but he still lands on the same chord that everyone is playing. Or, you know, that staccato I was telling you about. Okay, let me go to let me play it in this key of C. So you can see all the staccato that is happening in the rhythm and the pulling. If you have to write down on a tab, I think the person who's even learning, you won't even see, you know. But with other musics, like, you know, you go to rock, jazz, I mean, that music mostly, if it's a rhythm guy, you know, they just play bar chords. So it's easy to write down, even to translate to the one who wants to learn. But I see in Sungura, you know, having tabs, yeah, we need really to work hard for that. But I think it's gonna be hard for all those who want to learn, especially using tabs. Best you have to use the ear and to see what is being played. So I'm gonna show you also another C. So we started here, then we went to another C here. Here's another C. So let's say in a band, you know, there are three guitarists playing. Let's say the other one is holding his C here. The other one can hold his C here. And the lead guy can create his lead. Still the same C major, different positioning. But if you check the shapes, we just do only use, so far we only use two shapes, which is this one and this one. You see when you're here, we just move that shape, it was here. Now that same shape that was giving us G and F is now giving us a C. So now with these chords that we started with, before we play a lot of it in this key of, in this high C, I'm gonna show you the full, putting the full strings in those chords. Since we first is playing like this. So now we are putting the full chords in, the full strings. And another thing, you know, that is important, you know, the major pentatonic scale, the minor pentatonic scale, it is very important. You know, most people they use it, but they don't know that, you know, they are using it. But the major and the minor pentatonic scale is what we actually just playing here with these two shapes. This will be the major, right? So this is how you play it. Can we actually play the full notes? We're in the key of D. You know, just take D major key. You get a major scale there, and then the minor pentatonic scale. So the scales are also important when you're playing any music, you know. because you have to know your boundaries. Like I end here, and also those scales, they help you even when you want to, to add some notes, some nice notes to your rhythm, because you know already, if I play that note, it's in tune. If I play that, it's in tune. So how can I play this note? That will only be the question. But already you know where the note is. So let's go back to C. That's our C, the first C. We have the open Cs, the open chords. They're also important, especially when you start to play rhythm, but also even on lead. Open chords are important. Like here, this will be our C. This will be our F. This will be our G. So you see, in this position, we played 3 notes using one shape. C, we go down by 1 string. It's now an F. We move 2 frets up. It's now another key of G. So you see C, F, G, same shape here. Now we come to this shape, mixing 2 shapes. Same thing when you come down here. So you can see all we did here, we're just using 2 shapes, or we're using the major and the minor pentatonic scale, just to guide you in there. So now let me show you. I'm gonna play a rhythm. Let's see who we. Okay, the song Terrai. It was also on the part of Lucky Mirik. This was the progression he was just using. I mean the chord shapes he was using. The same one we used here. Now we just here. It's in first here. It's in C. So when you start to add the notes, that's when you actually make up your rhythm. That's why you find out we have different hands in Sungura that give us different rhythms. Nice flavor for the music. So you can see with these shapes you can play almost any song. So now we're in the key of D. This is a song by augmented. So it's let me play with it. It's in the key of D. So you can see here, just using the same chord shape, but now the chords that you start to add, those will make up your rhythm. So you can see how here the way he was playing it, instead of he was playing it like this. Same chord, So you find out with these 2 shapes, you can play almost any rhythm song. So this was just an introduction of the rhythms that are coming. So before those rhythms come, if you think maybe I need to clarify something before those rhythms start to come, you can just comment in the comment section. But I think right now I'm on a plan of releasing like a video in 2 days, one video in 2 days. But it can happen that I can release also videos in every day. But thank you guys for watching this one. I hope this one was helpful.